Good morning, friends. Welcome to my channel, JB's Crochet. I'm Amber, and today is Tunisian Thursday. I left one of my Tunisian projects downstairs, but that's okay. I'll bring it and show it to you guys next week. So my goal with the Tunisian, after I readjust this real quick, my goal with Tunisian Thursday is to bring to you the projects I'm working on with updates, as well as working on them while I talk to you, as well as possibly samples of things I've tried, or ideas that I have, or anything like that. So basically anything to do with Tunisian is my goal to bring to you. Not tutorials, not my channel, not right now. So let me grab this one since I will work on the other one first. Okay, so this is the blanket for my son. Well, both blankets are for my son, but this one's for my middle son, and then the other one is for my youngest. It's always weird saying my middle son because I only have two, but my middle child is my oldest son. So he's my middle child. But also there's my hook. I wasn't sure where I put this. I grabbed one of these. I had one of these a long time ago. I know this is not Tunisian, but it was in here. And I don't know, I bought these at Hobby Lobby because they're cheap, and I wanted to try them out. My daughter loves hers that she has. It's like a 5.5 or something. I got a 6 for me. I think I'm just gonna give this to her, to be honest. So, okay, so anyway, the first blanket is my middle child's blanket, and I've shown this before, but I'm going to show it now because this is a new thing, and we're going to show updates and all that. So I will work on this a little bit. I have to be honest, I'm going to have to go back and look how to do this again. I think I can figure it out without looking, but I don't like the slip stitches on the back of this thing. It leaves loops. It leaves these long loops. Well, that one, some of them you can't really catch, but there's these loops. I mean, I guess they're not too bad, but some of them, I've got to make sure I stay tight, I guess, with them, because I just don't want to have snaggy. That's the only downfall to the Tunisian, is you get a one-sided piece, because this is where all the fun stuff is. Sometimes, like for this one, it looks really cool on the back. This is the wave stitch in Tunisian. Even the cool looks back. Even the cool looks back. Even the back looks cool. But he wants me to add a 20 into this because he's a Christopher Bell person. Because I showed him about possibly maybe frogging this and making a 20 with the yarn that I got for him. But he really wants this, and then he wants me to add a 20 in the middle and then go back to this again. I'm like, I don't know how to do that, so I think you're just gonna get this. Because this is what we started with, this is what we're just gonna finish with this. Unless we decide we want to completely change it, then I'll frog it. And it's really long. I don't know, I think I made it a little too long. But I made it to fit, I think, a queen bed, maybe? Because he now has a queen bed. So it's just using 2 different colors. Black is the main, like, neutral color. And then it's using Big Twist Sunrise Ombre, I think is what it's called. Let me see if I can pull this out of here. It's already caked up. So it's the Sunrise Ombre, I think. It's just yellows and oranges. So that I'm making for him. And like I said, I think I'm gonna give this to my daughter, because honestly, I don't know that I'm gonna use it. I don't know. I need to play with it because I don't remember what it's like to use these lighted hooks. Do y'all use lighted hooks? I mean, to be honest, if I can't see it, I don't crochet, but I do have my ring light, or not my ring light, my neck light, that if I need to crochet with low light, then I just use that. So, all right, the next one I have here is my Gigabyte. I'm gonna put this down on the ground because I'm actually gonna work on this. But I'm gonna show you the back. It's just stripey stripes, and look at all the texture even on the back, like the little bumps and stuff. It's fun. So I am repeating the rainbow colors through 10 times. I'm into the 3rd time on the yellow. Can't really see it because it curls forward. Let me turn it around so you can see it. Isn't that cool looking? Michael really did an amazing job with this. And then I just, the sparkle black, just, I don't know, it adds a whole nother look to it with that rainbow. My boy, he loves his rainbow stuff. And I'm like, okay, dude, I can make you a rainbow. So I made sure to get like the primary colors, you know, so it had kind of a boy look to it. You know, and everybody can love the rainbow. The rainbow's for everybody. So I said, you can have the rainbow. I'll get you the rainbow. And the cool thing is this matches his dinosaur I made him, because I don't know if I used the same yarn on his dinosaur. I may have used Big Twist. But the black was just a solid black on the, so the dinosaur's a black body, where it's the solid black, not sparkle black. And then he has these little scales, or little things that stick up off the head and down the body and tail, that are these colors. So it actually kind of matches. I just thought about that just now. Ugh, and my yellow is already, I recaked all, actually, I think the yellow's the only one I haven't recaked. This needs some love. It's gonna get recaked after I finish the yellow. I went through and recaked all my colors, so they were just a little more, less this. So they're actually almost all in the bottom of the basket now, whereas before they were stacked on top of each other. Now it doesn't all fit in the bottom, so there are a couple stacked on top, but that's okay. It's before I had multiple stacked on top because of how big the cakes were. And I am using a 6, I think he recommended a 6.5 in his video, and so that's just what I went. And so I have these little pouches. I love these. I have a little pair of scissors in here and some darning needles. I've got my hook. And then these were just from random stitch markers laying around the house and whatnot. So I'm using them literally as zipper pulls, because I don't need to use them on the project I have it on. But, you know, in case I need extra stitch markers, I have them. So I'm going to put this in here. And so, yeah, I have a stitch marker already on here. I always put one on here to hold my, like my progress. So my progress stitch marker for me is, it holds my progress from falling out. I know a lot of people use progress markers to see how much they've done in a certain amount of time or whatever. So but whenever I think of progress markers, I think of them as saving my place, keeping my work from falling out. So give me just a second. I'm gonna get these. I gotta get like 5 or 6 stitches here. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure these are called reverse simple stitches, where I'm coming from the back side and snagging the stitch. And oh my goodness, y'all, if y'all are like nervous about Tunisian because of all the loops on the hooks, if you have these are amazing, and they come with this on the ends. Well, you have to put these on, but it keeps your work from falling off. This whole blanket fits on here. and it don't come off. I've seen that's a lot of people's hang-ups, and I'm like, why? Because, you know, the loops aren't going anywhere, you know, and as long as you know, I mean, it's just like crochet, you know, you just learn the stitch, you know, the different stitches, and crochet it, because you're still using one crochet hook. It's just a Tunisian crochet hook with either it's a long, stiff, long one, blanket one, or it's these corded ones. So I'm just literally doing, I think, 2 more rows of simple stitches, and I won't be able to do both rows in a setting here, maybe. Well, I don't know. So I can get quite a bit done on these blankets, on this blanket, if I actually work on it and not pick up other things. Because these simple stitches are easy, and you're literally just like going along, picking up a stitch and just scooting it down, and that's it. I don't know, to me this has never been intimidating, all those stitches, all those loops like that. But look, it's going down on the cord, like I'm not losing my stitches. I really want to make this blanket again. Maybe not this blanket, but I definitely want to pick up another one of his blankets. And I say him, his, when it comes to Tunisian, there's a bunch of people out there on the YouTube streets that are amazing teachers. Tony from TL Yarn Crafts is amazing. I use her on occasion for things, but the main person that I go to for me to learn is a guy named Michael over at MDL Crochet. MDL Crochet is his channel, and all he is Tunisian, and just Tunisian. And he's constantly coming up with new designs for blankets and different things, and wraps and things and whatnot. And I have to say, I like his style of teaching, because for some reason, I don't know if it's just the guy teachers, they seem to have like a way with my brain, you know, they make sense. I like Tony over at TL Yarn Crafts. She does well. I mean, I still have to stop and rewind her videos too, because, well, and I say videos like I have done more than one thing. I've only done one thing with her, and that was a bag, which turned out cute. Oh, I should bring that up. I'll have to make a note of that for next time, to bring up the finished Tunisian project that I made. I wonder if I have the other one up here. I made a, I don't think I have it anymore. I think I already donated it. Yeah, I did. I donated it to some amazing ladies. KK Crochet, they do a hat drive every year, collecting hats and shawls and scarves and whatnots, for a outreach that they started called Bumblebee Mountain Outreach. And it's an amazing outreach that they started that for. And yeah, the things they do with the hats and stuff it's really cool. So it's a worthy cause. It's definitely right up there with the Boggy Creek one that you hear going around, which I'm also a big I have a heart for that as well, because I love to make blankets, and so being able to make blankets for the Boggy Creek drive every year, okay, I say that like I've done that. I haven't. I just did this last year, but I didn't get my blankets mailed off in time, so they're actually sitting behind me. They're going to accumulate again. Not again. They're going to accumulate this year while I put more blankets into the pile. And I'll just have to figure out how to send even more blankets next year. So right now, I think I have 8 blankets to send, sitting back behind me. And I finished a blanket yesterday that I'm kicking myself and thinking maybe I might keep going on it, because it's a blanket I can keep going. It's not something that since I stopped on it, I can't. So, I think I might actually put more rows onto it. So I measured it yesterday and it was like 35 inches. And I was like, oh yeah, we're done. Because the minimum you can make Boggy Creek blankets for is around 35 inches. But when I hold it up, it's a chevron blanket, and so in order to get the 34 inches, it has to be turned up on its side. So the chevron goes like this instead of this. And I'm like, that's just the lazy man's way of getting out of that one. But I just wanted it off the hook. I mean, because I'm trying to get whips off my hook. Either by finishing them early, like stopping early on it or something. So I thought I'd just go ahead and stop on that one. When you hold it up, it just looks odd. It doesn't look wide enough, 34 inches is not very wide. I mean, it is for a small child, and that's what a lot of the children are, but, I don't know. I feel like I should do it some justice and put more on it. I'll bring it to my finished objects. I don't know what I said for Fridays. I think I said, no, Fridays are finish it or focus on it. So, but anyway, I can also bring to that episode, or to that video, I could bring finished objects that I finished from, the week or whatever. I don't know. It's a fast project to work on. So it's not like I could get another, what is it? 3, 6, 9 rows put on it easily in a day. So I don't know. We'll see. I guess you'll just have to find out. Oh my goodness, this yellow on this blanket, they definitely do not make all yarn alike, even within a brand. The thinness on this yellow, I don't know what it is, but it's so much thinner than the rest of them. But it's still, I love this yarn, so in my brain I'm just like, I'm using it. So it may not be quite as thick as the other ones, but it's definitely not as thick as the orange that it's next to, but that's okay. I don't think it takes away from the look of the blanket or anything. I don't think you can really tell. I mean, somebody that doesn't crochet or doesn't know anything about yarn is going to look at it and go, oh, that's pretty yellow or whatever. They're not going to sit there with a magnifying glass and going, oh yeah, that's off by like a millimeter. And we work in millimeters, I'll have to see if I can show you this. I don't know, it's hard on video to show the thickness of something. But even sitting next to another one, it's hard to see it. But I am actually almost across on this, even with all the talking. So, no, I think today I'm going to focus on this since it is Tunisian Thursday. And get quite a bit done. Well, I'm going to try and get at least, what's my next color? I want to try to at least get green on here today. Maybe even blue, but one color is good enough for me, because at least a day, because that's 3 rows and it does take a little bit of time. As you can see, I've been working on this one row and all I'm doing is picking up stitches, but I keep stopping and talking. So and there's the areas between the teeth, the parts that go down, I can pick up quicker. It's for some reason the ones with the teeth, I have to slow down a little bit, except for right here, I guess. But if I can just go along, I can, truck along or chug along or whatever, march along, I can whip a row of these colors out. I'm saying a row of colors and actually in my head I'm meaning the 3 rows that I have to do complete a color. So a full color is what I mean to say. So I actually messed up down here somehow. I don't know what I did, but I somehow made it work where I gained the stitch I needed to gain. I figured out a way to do it, and I have kept the number count, the stitch count, whatever, consistent now all the way up. Because yes, this is a blanket you don't necessarily have to count for once you get going. And I love the fact that he did it in 5s, because 5s is a really quick number to look at and see I have 5, right? So like between my 2 fingers, I have 5 stitches, and I can see that really quick. And so I know that with each section of 5, you know, I can visually look really quick and see that I have my 5. And as long as I have my 5s as I'm going along here, because I can look here and stop and go, yep, there's my 5, and then I can keep going. And it takes a millisecond to look and verify that. And so far, I have been able to keep my color count, number count, good. I somehow or another messed up on the edge with the border stitches, but like I said, I was able to figure out a way to, I think I added a stitch in somehow. I just did a yarn over, because I kind of knew how to do that. And you know, the stitch count has been consistent all the way up. It curls a little bit towards the back only because it is a reverse simple stitch, but I think it's really cool looking. And yes, the strand of sparkle does get broken every once in a while, but you know what, I just keep going. It works itself out, and it looks cool. So this one like I said, I have to slow down just a little bit, because I have to like make sure I get the one side of the stitch correctly to do my reverse here. So I have 3, 4. Yeah, this is a lot of feel between the fingers to make sure I have the right area of the stitch. I don't know why it's doing that. There we go. Okay, and then, okay, so I have 5, and then I've got to do my end stitch. Maybe it doesn't want to come along. And I pull one up, chain 1, and then I start doing my return pass. And you know, it's black, but I have 6 stitches I have to deal with on either side of this, and it's fine. It works. So I'm gonna do this return pass with you, and we'll be done. So yeah, I want to work on this today, and then I want to go looking for and see what kind of patterns Michael has on his channel. He doesn't have a ton of blankets yet, but he's definitely getting up there. The saddleback blanket is definitely what I want to do. I just don't know if I want to do it yet. I don't know if I have the right colors for it yet. And it takes a lot of yarn, and so I have to actually go buy yarn to make that one, because I don't have enough of colors of anything to do that. So to do that blanket, so I need to, it's definitely one of those ones I'm gonna have to go buy. I'm gonna have to go buy some yarn for. So he made it, and it's a beautiful blue color. I love it. I have some yarn, and it's a Hobby Lobby yarn, and one of the colors is a solid purple with sparkle. It's the sparkle purple version of this black. It's a dark, it's the purple. You guys can't really see the purple on camera, I don't think, but you have green, blue right here, and then you can kind of see where the color changes, but there's, excuse me, there's a purple right here. The purple that's right here is mixed with that sparkle strand, and so there's a purple sparkle or metallic that I have, and I know I can get more of. And then there's a variegated I have with it that I could do those two together because they work really well together, and I love the colors of them. It has all the teals and turquoises and greens and, you know, just all the colors I like. Some pinks. Although I like pink, but pink's not one of my favorites. I like all the colors. I really can't, I mean, purple and green are my favorites, but I really can't, like, hate on most colors. Like, I love most colors. There are some that are like, I could give or take those, but if they're done right, you know, with the right colors and the right pattern, they look, I love color, you know, as long as it's color. So I am doing this because if it keeps my blanket bunched up towards here, because if I don't do that, I found that by working the return passes on this this Tunisian cord, swivel cord, it stretches it out. It starts pulling on it and doing like this, and it just bothers me. It doesn't hurt nothing, but it stretches it, which I don't think hurts it. I don't know. So I take the end of the cord here and I just keep it bunched up like this so I can just keep feeding it, you know, along, and I just slowly pay attention and make sure I'm doing 2 at a time. I love the return passes on Tunisian. I don't know why. Why is the return pass the favorite? I mean, I don't mind the other part. I guess because it's quicker. Maybe that's why people like it, because it's faster. Because all you're doing is yarning over, going through 2, yarning over, going through 2. And you get across that row in no time flat compared to, you know, you saw it took me 20 plus minutes to get to, you know, pick up all the stitches on here. I can't remember how many I started with. I want to say I started with 180. I'm gonna have to go, I could easily count because it's by 5, so all I gotta do is go 5, 10, 15, you know, count it across and see how many stitches I have, because I mean, I could count on the return pass too, but I'm saying, like, it's, instead of going like 1, 2, 3, I can literally count my sections, like the little teeth, you know, I can go 5, 10, like that, and then the ends, I just add another 12 onto it. So whatever my number is for the color, I just add 12 to it, and that's my stitch count. Because you add, so there's 5 border stitches on either side plus your end stitches. So that's where the 12 comes in. Because you have 5 and 5, that's 10, and then you have 1 and 1 and adds 2 more. So whatever your stitch count is for this blanket, you add 12. So that way you have a border of 5 stitches on either side plus your end stitches, because you never really do anything with the first one. And then the last one is just a, you know, it's just easy, and it's always the same stitch on the end, where you just go into the end there and then you chain 1 and do your return pass. So yeah, basically when I'm done with this row, I will have 1 more row of yellow, and then I will switch to the green? No, yeah, green. And then, of course, I'm gonna have to go watch his video again to remember how to, I can never remember when to add these in. When to add the colors in. I keep forgetting, and so I'm just gonna have to go watch the video and give him more watch time again on that one. That's pretty much what I keep going back to the video for, is to remind myself where to start the color changes. Because on one at one point it's like in the return pass, and then at one point it's in the forward pass. And I can't remember. I think I want to say in the green I'm going to do it in the forward pass. But that doesn't make any sense. It always makes sense to the return pass, because if I pull it up in the forward pass, I'm pulling up a new color through, anyway. Well, I'll just have to figure it out. Again, I'm just gonna have to watch the video. So I am getting close to the end here. I love Tunisian, guys. If you haven't tried it, and if you haven't tried Tunisian, answer me this. Put in the comments below if you would love to try Tunisian, or if you would like to try Tunisian, and if you haven't, why, or what is your holdup? Like, what what keeps you from trying? Is it that you just have too many other things to do? Which, I mean, so do I. But I still have it on my hook because I just enjoy it so much. And I really want to pick a Tunisian crocheter's brain and be like, how in the world do you design things like this? Like, because I feel like, I don't know that I wouldn't go as far as saying it's more limited, but it just feels limited because of how you work up Tunisian, that, you know, the stitches are just, can only be done a certain way. But y'all, they can make baubles, they can do the moss stitch, which the moss stitch in crochet, regular crochet, is like my favorite. You know, so I mean, I don't think they are limited. I just think my brain's limited in being able to think it up and design it in my head. So I think I just need more time and practice with some different stitches to figure it out. There's way too many out there to be able to come up with new ones. I just want to be able to throw a couple stitches together like he did here. I mean, it is literally 2, 3. There's 3 stitches in this one. That's it. 3 different stitches. There's the simple, the reverse simple, I think. And then there is the drop down one, the long one. That's it. That's all she wrote in here. 3 stitches that you have to, oh, I need to go one more. Right here. Now I switch to the black. I'm just gonna try to switch to the black 1 stitch too soon. That may have been my issue on the other end, is just either not getting the, no, I lost a stitch, so I missed a stitch. That's what it was. So there is 1 row done with you guys. So that is all I'm gonna do for now. I am gonna finish the next row of yellow while I wait for children to wake up, because, you know, it's already late enough in the morning as it is. Ah, I love how big this thing's getting. So I was talking, I'm doing, I think I said it, I'm doing 10 rows or 10 repeats of this, of the red to purple of the color sequence, and I'm on the 3rd one. So I'm gonna do 7 more repeats, and then I'm gonna cap it off with the with the black. And the reason I'm doing that is I took a ruler, or I took a measurement tape, and I measured from the beginning of this red here, which technically the red doesn't reach down into, you know, like the other ones do, but I think that's okay, because, yeah, so I measured this, and so this is about 6 inches for 1 repeat, and so to make this blanket about 60 inches long, I need 10 rows, or not 10 rows, 10 repeats of the color. So that's not including the border, which I don't include the border. The border is going to add like another couple inches, which is fine. I don't mind it adding a couple inches. So I'm going to put my stitch marker on here real quick, so that way I can set it down for a minute and get everything turned off and say goodbye to my friends. And until next time, I will see you guys on my next video, which is Finish It or Focus on It Fridays. So I'm not necessarily doing a live with that right now. I'm just doing, or no, it's either Finish or Focus. I think it's Focus on It Fridays, because what I want to do is bring a project to the video, to the camera, and work on it for however much time I work on it for with you guys, and then also bring in maybe finished objects. So that's where the maybe finished objects and focus on it, you know, Friday type of thing. I'll figure out how to word that. That's why I was thinking of putting in finished or focus on it Friday or something. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Let me know what you guys think about Tunisian. If you want to try it, I highly recommend going over to Michael on his channel MDL Crochet, as well as Tony on TL Yarn Crafts. I'm sure there's others out there, I'm just not aware of them at the moment. So yeah, let me know what you guys think of Tunisian. Are you gonna give it a try? I know there's some people that are gonna give this Gigabyte a try, and I can't wait to see what they come up with colors and stuff, because there are so many possibilities with these blankets and these patterns. So it's always neat to see other people's perspective on things. So I will see you guys later. Have a fantastic day and love you all. Bye.